You know who my favorite YouTuber is? Will Smith, of course. And if you were to ask me 20 years ago who my favorite actor was, I probably would have said Will Smith too. I mean, he had certified classics, Men in Black, Bad Boys, Hitch, iRobot. I loved all these movies. But I don't think anyone has ever said that Will Smith is their favorite rapper.
This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back. This nigga is trash.
I mean, again, he did have some certified classics growing up. Summertime. Certified classic, banger. Getting jiggy with it.
Getting jiggy with it.
Banger. Men in Black. Wild Wild West is a guilty pleasure for me. That's about it. I've never been compelled to listen to any other Will Smith song or check out a Will Smith album for that matter. But Will Smith recently has stepped back in the limelight after 20 years and decided to release more music for some reason.
Yo, I like pretty good.
Hi, my name's Nathan. This is Nate Infinite. And as always, if you like what I say here and you want to hear more, consider subscribing to this channel and also my main channel, Infinite Repeat, where I do more scripted videos and short films. But without further ado, let's get into the topic of this video, which is Will Smith. Will Smith it was at one point considered one of the biggest actors at the time in Hollywood, right up there with like Tom Cruise and Leonardo DiCaprio. Like he just, again, as I said in the beginning of the video, he put out banger movies. But recently I think that has changed and his public perception has changed as well. With most things I think people are aware of at this point with everything they do with his family, like Jada, and obviously the Oscars moment that he had where he slapped Chris Rock. And I'm not going to get too far into that. People have already discussed that enough. I remember I had so many annoying discussions in real life with people and online when that happened. We will talk about it briefly because it's come up again recently with Will Smith rapping. But yeah, the public reception of Will Smith has not been the greatest. And I also have to say even him as an actor hasn't been the greatest recently. Like I don't really think most people have cared too much about Will Smith's acting. He did win an Oscar for King Richard, a movie that I didn't really particularly care about. And he's made another Bad Boys movie that I also didn't really care about. It was Bad Boys Ride or Die or something like that. I didn't care too much about that. I didn't care about the third Bad Boys movie either. And I think recently Will Smith has been trying to clean up his image of himself. And bizarrely, he decided to do that by getting back into rapping, something he has not done in over 20 years. And normally I would not get on an artist for wanting to step back into something that he used to do and used to make him very comfortable if they have something to say. So what does Will Smith have to say? What does Will Smith, after 20 years of not rapping, finally have to say?
I love pretty girls. Girls, 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 girls. I like pretty girls. Girls, 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 girls. This nigga is trash.
That is probably one of the worst songs I've heard in a really long time. I don't know who Will Smith works around, but he is clearly surrounded by yes men if he honestly thought that was a good song to put out. And so after listening to that single, it turns out Will Smith has also released an album in 2025 titled Based on a True Story. Now, before I get into that album, I decided for the first time to actually listen to a full Will Smith album because, again, I've never been compelled to listen to a full Will Smith album. So I decided to check out the last album Will Smith listened to 20 years ago called Lost and Found. And that album might be one of the worst albums I've ever listened to. It's no wonder Will Smith quit rapping and focused on acting. He even said himself that he's a better actor than he was a rapper.
Rapping or acting? I think I'm more naturally an actor. What my mind most naturally falls into as far as entertainment, but my love is hip hop.
And that album, Lost and Found, it is so bad. It is just an album showing how insecure Will Smith is. And that he's pretty much always been. Will Smith has always been like a really insecure dude.
Were you ever jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac?
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I think people are finally like realizing that. Like there's a song on the album titled Nice Guy, which is pretty much showing how insecure he is. The whole song is pretty much the song itself is just talking about how Will Smith really hates how people label him as a nice guy, how much it bothers him.
He's a nice guy.
How you doing?
He's a nice guy.
Good to see you.
But it's like people call you a nice guy, Will, because that's how you present yourself. Like for the longest time, Will Smith and his whole family was presented as the one of the best families in Hollywood, and they were, and all the talk was how amazing this family was and how nice of a guy Will Smith was, because that's how he presented himself. So I find it very funny that he made a whole song like showing how much he hates that. And this whole album is just goofy as heck. Like this, like Will Smith wanted to make a name for himself as a rapper by being different from other rappers because he doesn't curse in his music or talk about killing or drugs in his music.
I never killed nobody in none of my records. I don't use no profanity in none of my records, and still I managed to get up here.
All you rappers yelling about who you put in a hearse, do me a favor, write one verse without a curse.
But this whole album is just him literally copying other rappers and their style. Like there's a song on here called Tell Me Why, which is literally just Why by Jadakiss.
Why did all them priests have to act so ill? Tell me, why did James Byrd Jr. have to be touched?
Why is Jadakiss as hard as it gets? Why is the industry designed to keep the artists in debt? And why them dudes ain't riding if they part of your set?
There's another song on here called Could You Love Me, which is just 21 Questions by 50 Cent.
You love me if my wrist ain't bling, if I wasn't on TV and I ain't sing.
If I fell off tomorrow, would you still love me? If I didn't smell so good, would you still hug me?
Also, there's another song on here called Loretta, which is just Stand by Eminem.
Loretta wrote a love letter to a stranger. Thought that he would change her life. Thought she would be his wife.
Like this whole album is just him trying to be like other rappers, which is very funny that he copies a song by Eminem because Eminem made one of the greatest disses on Will Smith.
Will Smith don't got a cuss in his raps to sell records. Well, I do, so fuck him and fuck you too.
That one diss pretty much ruined Will Smith's whole career, and even in this album, he brings up the fact that Eminem dissed him and how it doesn't bother him.
But this by Eminem, but didn't bother him. Yup, but he classy. Big Will just get another 20 mil. Walk right past me.
Let me tell you something, Will. If something doesn't bother you, don't bring it up in a song, because if you bring it up in a song, clearly it bothered you. Like you wrote that in the lyrics, so clearly Eminem dissing you did bother you. Now, something I don't want to take away from Will was that he was one of the first rappers to win a Grammy, which was awesome. But again, he had to make a point by saying he did it without cursing in his music, and like he really has to make that a point that he's so much different from other rappers. Guess what, Will? You're not the only rapper who doesn't curse or talk about killing or drugs in their music, okay? You know who also did that at the time? Chamillionaire. But you didn't see him gloating about it. Like he wants to be like taken seriously as a rapper and how different he is from other rappers, but then he makes a whole album pretty much biting other rappers' style. So now, fast forward 20 years to 2025, Will is back in the rap game and he is fucking just as terrible as he was when he left. I tried listening to this new album that he put out based on a true story, and I could not get past the first song. It is garbage. Again, just like the album he did years ago, it's just him rapping about stuff that people have been saying about him in the public, including the slap.
Talking about, you better keep his wife's name out of your mouth.
Which he also talked about in a freestyle recently. Speaking of freestyles, I have to talk about the freestyle that Will has done that pretty much everyone is clowning him for.
People ask me how I do it. I just bite off more than I can chew. Then I chew it.
This nigga is trash.
Again, I don't know how you get done filming that and don't like watch that back and see how cringe that is. Like I don't know who thought that was I don't know who around him thought that was a good idea to post that. Like if I was Will's agent, I would look at that and be like, no, let's not post that, Will. Let's not do that, because that shit was absolutely terrible. Like again, Will Smith knows that he's not he knew he wasn't a good rapper back in the day. He had ghostwriters. Like that's why he stopped rapping, because he wanted to focus on acting. So I don't know why he thought now's the time to get back into the rap game. I don't know if he's trying to like clean up his image after, you know, a lot of people not liking him, and like maybe he realized that he doesn't really have a lot of movies going on. Like again, he put out Bad Boys 4, which I think got a good reception. I didn't particularly care about it. I'm more of a Bad Boys 1 and 2 kind of guy. But he doesn't really have anything else. Like, he doesn't have the Men in Black franchise unless he's planning on bringing that back. Like, he doesn't really have any franchises that he can lean on. So maybe he's trying to go back to rap to get something going. But no, that's not the move, Will. Like, there's still a lot of people like my mom who still love Will Smith, but he's not really a top actor that people look forward to when it like are calling to make a movie about, you know. I think if Will really wants to get back in the limelight, he needs to take like maybe smaller roles, because I don't think he's really in movies where he's not the main character. The only movie I could think of was like Suicide Squad, because that was like an ensemble movie, but even then he was still one of the main people in that movie playing Deadshot. So I really feel like if he really wants to get back to the limelight, he needs to take maybe more smaller roles, you know. He doesn't always need to be the main guy in the movie, which he typically is. I think Will Smith got too used to making movies that were big in the box office. Like, in some ways, Will really reminds me of The Rock, where The Rock almost doesn't feel like a person at some points. Like, he just feels like the brand. Like, Rock just feels like a brand. And that's kind of where Will Smith is at this point. Like, it's just Will Smith, the brand. Like, he almost doesn't feel like a normal human being, which is why when he did like that apology video for slapping Chris Rock, it felt very fake, honestly, especially with his water brand that was in there, or his son's water brand in the video. Like, it felt very fake and inauthentic. Like, come on, Will, you're a YouTuber. You should know how to do a YouTuber apology video. Take cues from other YouTubers like Logan Paul. Imagine if Will Smith did a Logan Paul style apology video for slapping Chris Rock. That would have been fun. But again, he doesn't even feel sorry about that anymore, because he brings it up in his little freestyles that he's been doing.
Now, I'm not the type of man to move in malicious ways, and I am too grown to play childish games. But if you talking crazy out your face up on the stage and disrespect me on the stage, expect me on the stage.
But yeah, I don't know why Will needs to feel the need to embarrass himself so many times. Like, it's just really pathetic at this point. Like, someone needs to talk to Will and sit him down and just be like, just go away for a while. Take away, like, someone needs to take away the internet from Will, because it's getting too much at this point. Because the stuff he's doing right now is really just embarrassing. Like, that freestyle, like, listening to that freestyle just makes me think this can't be the guy. This can't be the Fresh Prince. Like, this is not the same Fresh Prince that I grew up with. This is not the guy who made Bad Boys and Men in Black. Like, he is so corny now. Like, I had a suspicion for a while that he was going to go down a corny route, because I remember when Jaden Smith made Icon, he made a video as well, like copying that, and that I remember seeing that, and that was super corny. The funny thing is, I feel like Jaden Smith is more respectable now than Will, and Jaden is also a corny dude.
Like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
Dude, but I honestly think Jaden Smith has a better reputation than Will does. And honestly, Jaden Smith makes way better music than Will ever has. Like, I really like Jaden Smith's albums. I think he makes good music. And that's honestly a sad place at this point, where Jaden Smith is in a better spot than Will is. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about Will Smith. How do you guys feel about what Will Smith has been doing lately? Is there anything Will Smith can do to salvage his reputation other than to go MIA from the internet? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, consider giving me a like if you liked what I had to say in this video, and consider subscribing for more videos in the future. And once again, check out my main channel, Infinite Repeat. Link would be in the description down below and probably somewhere on the screen. I've been Nate. This is Nate Infinite. Stay up.